What is going on, everybody? Todd here, once again joined by Moriarty. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm all right. I've been busy. If anybody that follows social media will know, been super busy. So we have 3 announcements to make. Okay, so first off, we're recording this on Wednesday. We usually record this on Thursdays.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be announcement 1. For the foreseeable future, it looks like we'll be recording on Wednesdays and releasing on Thursdays now, which is kind of cool. You guys get Gimmick Bag a day early, which is kind of cool and kind of exciting. Brothering Around will be moving to a Thursday record, Friday release, so there's that.
Schedule shakeup.
Yep, schedule shakeup. Delicious vape.
So good.
Right. So, I mean, that's announcement number 1. Announcement number 2.
Ooh.
So I have taken it upon myself to stock up the Spreadshirt store with new shirts. So you guys can get new shirts there with the new Gimmick Bag and Pod Errors logos on there.
Ooh.
As well as, and now this one here is actually very awesome. And I did this, I was doing this secretly. Because I didn't tell anybody until last night. When I'm just like, hey, by the way, guys, here we go. I am releasing Pride variants of the shirts on Spreadshirt. As of the moment of recording, you can pick up an asexual Pride or a genderqueer Pride Gimmick Bag or Pod Error shirt. We do have a pansexual Pride, a polysexual Pride, and a LGBT Pride shirt coming in the coming days, and maybe some more. I'm hoping to have more of them before June available, but there might be maybe 1 or 2 more this week besides those 3 that are waiting for a quick fix. So the awesome part about these shirts is all the proceeds. Basically, when you guys buy a shirt from Spreadshirt, I get a commission. That commission that I make on all those shirts will be going to the Trevor Project, which is for crisis intervention and suicide prevention amongst LGBTQ teens, which is a very awesome charity. So
yes.
So there's that. And the third announcement, well, I mean, we're bringing back Patreon. We're bringing back a Patreon. I've been working on it now for about 2 weeks, trying to get it all set up and ready to go. It does have some very awesome things, like as a preview for the stuff coming to Patreon. There's not going to be any of this exclusive audio bullshit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's a disservice to the people that listen.
Yes.
As opposed to the people that listen but also throw money at it. So the big thing is what the Patreon's for is to help pay for the hosting of not only Pod Errors but Gimmick Bag.
Mm-hmm.
You can support us for as little as $1 a month. You will get a mention in the show notes and on the Twitch page, twitch.tv/Precipice Podcast. There's actually a section there for special thanks. You'll be listed under there. It'll be really cool. At the $5 tier, there's 2 $5 tiers. I decided to do this where I kind of break it up between the shows because some people might just listen to Pod Errors, some people might listen to Gimmick Bag, and having just a question tier which is what this is, and also other tiers later on. But for $5 a month, now depending on which tier you go with, depends on what show you get to do this to. You can have a question answered on the show. So whether it's Gimmick Bag or Pod Errors, whichever tier you go with, you can submit a question and we will do the best we can to answer it, which is really cool. $10 a month, you can. And by the way, you not only do you get that, but you also get the special thanks. $10 a month, you get those previous two. So whichever show you chose, you get to ask your question, you get the special thanks. You also get to suggest a topic for us. We tend to fly by the seat of our pants, for lack of better terms. We don't really go into it with a plan on what we're going to discuss. But you guys can suggest topics for us so we can kind of cover those. Gives us more content, gives you guys what you want to hear, and it helps support us, which is really cool. So up until the $10 tier, everything's kind of broken up. After that, this is where things get a little bit more interesting. $25 a month. Special thanks. Question for either show. Suggest a topic to either show. And you also receive a mug every month that you continue at that tier. So that is really cool. There will, there's not going to be doubles or triples of the mugs you get. The next tier up, same thing, except for a mug, you're getting a t-shirt. So there's that. You want a mug and a shirt? Well, actually, hold on. So the mug tier is $25. The t-shirt tier is $35. If you want a mug and a t-shirt, that's $50. If you want one of the hoodies, that's a $55 tier. You want a hoodie and a mug, $65. Hoodie and a shirt, $75. And if you just want a mug, a t-shirt, and a hoodie, $100. I wanted to incentivize this as much as possible, so you guys can make the most of this. It's a way for you guys to be rewarded for supporting us, and that's actually really cool, really awesome. I'm shooting to launch this either this weekend or Monday. So there's that. I still got to come up with goals for the Patreon, for either earnings based goals or community based goals, whatever we want to do. I think we might do community based goals. That might be a better way about it. Because it's good to have the higher tiered people help us out. It's nice to have people helping out to begin with, but throwing in like, hey, if, for example, it says, this is the example they give, when we reach 500 patrons, I'll hire an editor to help release 2 videos per week instead of 1. So for us, obviously we're doing a podcast, so that ain't gonna be the shit. Maybe, just maybe, that means adding another program onto the network. Where there's another show, or even, and it doesn't even have to be like a weekly thing either. Maybe like a once a month round table between, Pod Errors, Gimmick Bag. I'm the bridge between both of them, so I think we can arrange that. Be a little fun, a little interesting to do it that way, but we can do things like that. It's just, I'm trying to figure out. I know Ray's been really excited because she's bringing back Comfy Corner, which is really cool. She used to do it on Twitch until it became against the TOS, where she would sit. Well, Ray, there I go, fucking up already. What Ray would do is sit there, read a book, do the voices and everything like that and make it a very chill atmosphere for people so they can kind of relax and such. It was a very cool concept. It was very well executed. And thanks to discussions that, because I know Ray wanted, like, it hurt Ray physically. That Comfy Corner couldn't be a thing anymore. So we just found a new way to do that. So it's
Nice.
So from my understanding, Ray said that they're supposed to be having they're supposed to have time to do recordings of it, of the book that they've decided on shortly. So we may expect episodes of Comfy Corner sooner rather than later, which would be cool. Yeah. So I think that'll be a really cool, awesome thing. And I said, I'm like, Ray, I'll help you out, get you all set up and all the other stuff, you know. There will be a video portion of it. So the video portion will be linked on the YouTube page. So you can watch it there. Of course, it will be on Ray's personal YouTube page as well.
Right.
So, I mean, there's that. That's really cool, really awesome. And I'm so excited to be able to help Ray do something that they really enjoyed doing. So yeah, I mean, Patreon is the third big announcement. I hinted at it last night when I was recording Pod Errors with the crew over there. Hopefully you guys picked up on the little hints I dropped here and there, but if you didn't, you now know what's going on. I'm excited to kind of do this. I know at one time we did have a Patreon. The Patreon was a what was the term? A fucking mess. So kind of salting salting the earth and starting fresh is probably the best way to do this. So so it's a way for us to kind of make sure that we're we can afford the hosting for the podcasts, add new podcasts to the network, and not have to worry about, well, that cuts into our bandwidth and so on and so forth. So
right.
I mean, that's the biggest thing. And as I said, I'm really excited to be able to do this. Ballin last night called me one of the hardest working people in show business, which is funny. And arguably, if he only knew, if he only knew how many hours I dedicate to making sure that everything is running smoothly between, just between the shows, even. I mean, like I got the message today saying, "Hey, things are coming up. There's gonna be a little bit of a scheduling issue. Can we move recording to Thursday?" And obviously, I record on Thursday to begin with, so for me, I'm just like, oh, it's just another Thursday for me, But I got to get in touch with Mori and say, hey, would you be cool with this? Because it'd be really fucked up for me to say, like, oh yeah, we do that. And then, Maury gets home from work and I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, we're recording tonight. And it's like, well, what? When did this happen?
What happened?
Exactly. What? Love it. Absolutely love it. But yeah, so just the simple fact of being able to do all this is great. I see a bright future for the Precipice Podcast Network, which now on Twitter, by the way, guys, you could follow us at twitter.com/precipicepodnet. I couldn't get Precipice Podcast because the fucking character limit.
Oh, that blows.
It would have been Precipice Podcasts without the T, and I would have been pissed as shit. So I'm like, keep pod, put network in there. Good. Awesome. So yeah, you can follow us there on Twitter. Of course, there's the Facebook page, facebook.com/Precipice Podcast. If you guys enjoy what we do here, another way besides the Patreon that hasn't launched yet, another way you guys can help us out here is the merch store, as I said. If you buy any of the regular merch, that does help the network. You buy any of the Pride merch, that goes to charity. So that's actually really cool, really awesome. But Loot Crate. Loot Crate's an amazing service. It's like Comic-Con in a box. You get a box monthly or bi-monthly, depending on the crate itself. It includes, in past crates, I've gotten plush. I have a plush Leatherface, Freddy Krueger chopsticks, things like that.
Awesome.
I've gotten stuff like that. That was in one box.
Nice.
I've gotten, I used to subscribe to, and as I said, I used to, and I didn't cancel my subscription because I didn't like the service. I just could no longer afford to do it monthly. So, given an opportunity, I would definitely pick up one of their crates again. I definitely would. And, I would get the WWE Slam crate. That was the big one for me because I would get my monthly wrestling shirt, which right now I'm wearing a Seth freaking Rollins Loot Crate exclusive shirt, which is cool. I'm looking over and I see my Hardy Boys exclusive tee over here somewhere. But you get that. You would get a figure. Like, I think I have... Like, I got this one here. This is a Masked Undertaker. So, I got one of those laying around. They've given me mugs. They've given me... Hell, they gave me a WWE Championship gimmick bag, basically. It's a fanny pack shaped like the WWE Championship.
That's amazing.
I can't walk around with it for fear of getting hit in the nuts.
Son of a bitch.
You're welcome.
Go fuck yourself. My poor lungs. How dare you?
Yeah. So, it's just... It's a great service. Link in the show notes or on the Twitch page. There's actually a panel. You just click that. It takes you to the Loot Crates page. Just do your thing. Find the box that works for you. Whether it's the Slam Crate, whether it's a Sanrio box, the new Deadpool box. They're taking pre-orders right now on Loot Fright, which is their horror-themed box, which releases in October. Which would be really cool. Like the cutoff on that is like September, like middle of September, and then they ship it out for October, which is really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's awesome. It's great. I definitely recommend checking it out at the very least. I think I've done enough promotion.
Yeah,
at this
I think
point.
So. Yeah.
What are we?
I don't know. You're the one with the timer.
We're like
fucking tell me.
We're like 20 minutes in, and I've promoted for like 20 minutes because that's a
Sweet
thing.
Fucking Jesus. Welcome to the Sellout Podcast, everybody.
Yep. In a sense, yes. In a sense, no. Because, we had to cover news, that's affecting the network, and that's a thing we had to do. Right. So, that was a good, 10 minutes. And then we got into, that was, the changes to the network in that sense. Comfy Corner coming to the Precipice Podcast Network, which I'm excited about. The charity shirts, which I am also excited about. There's a lot of stuff that I'm just so super excited about. I really am. I've been doing the Twitch channel redesign, so that's been a thing.
Yes.
Most of these little projects, most of these little visual projects that have been happening to the Twitch page and the Pride collection, as I'm calling it, are because I've been having really bad bouts of insomnia. And it's either I sit here and
do
nothing, or I work on something and hope that my body goes, okay, we've had enough. And needless to say, it's one of those things where I've tried, and we've gotten to a point where I've gotten I've done I've done the redesigns on Gimmick Bag and Pod Errors. I've done the new merch, done the Pride collection. I'm more than halfway through on the redesign for the Twitch page. I still have the Patreon button to add and the left side panels, which is Brothering Around, Audible, and Facebook. So, I mean, other than that, we're basically right where we need to be. And I got 3 fucking panels left. I am excited as shit. Might do like a cover thing too, like the thing nobody sees because they don't click on the thing to bring it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I might do one of those, but I keep busy.
Yeah, you do.
I keep fucking busy. So, if you listen to last week, you may have heard a thing about me being a very bad influence.
Yeah, you asshole.
So, you received your first vape.
Yes, I did.
Care to tell them about it?
It's pretty. It's very pretty. I wound up getting a Vaporesso Revenger X in the rainbow color.
Nice.
Very gorgeous. Big fucking tank too.
Yeah.
I was actually really surprised. I think it's like a 5 milliliter.
Sounds about right. Looks about a 5.
Yeah. Touchscreen. I haven't pulled off any of the special plasticky stuff because I know I'm gonna scratch this to shit as soon as I do.
Nice.
But yeah, I really, really like it.
Awesome. And then, flavor-wise, you went with campfire.
I initially, no, I actually haven't touched the campfire yet. I initially started off with the purple cheesecake, the Mama-san, and then yesterday I put in a little bit of the bubble milk by the Milkman, which I think has a bit of a higher VG content.
It does,
because it made my fire alarm go off last night. Yeah, that was an exciting adventure in the life of Mori.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. Anybody who's had a vape and is vaped inside has set off a smoke alarm at least once.
Okay, well, if it's a rite of passage, I've done it, so yay.
I will, so I had the smoke alarm in my room, which I've had to disable because I vape in here all the time.
Right.
Also, in the hallway between my room, bathroom, and where the washer and dryer are, there's a smoke alarm in there. I cannot vape at all in that little hallway.
Right.
Because even just like a small little one like that will set off the fucking fire alarm.
Oh, Jesus.
The thing's on a goddamn hair trigger. It is fucking crazy. God forbid something's actually burning. It's just like, nah, we're not working today.
Oh, God.
Every other fire alarm will go off, and that one's just like, nah, I'm cool. We're chilling. You motherfucker. But yeah, so right now you're running the bubble milk, which you're really enjoying. Right now I am running Betty from Centerfold Vape. Right now I have...
Is that the apple pie?
No, actually, my mistake. Betty is the apple pie. I thought I was running Betty. I'm not. I'm running Darling, which is basically having... You know how, like, when you have cereal and the milk picks up the flavor of, like, let's just say it's a strawberry cereal? Yeah, that's what it tastes like. It tastes like the strawberry milk you would have after cereal. So
interesting.
Pretty good.
Take your word for it.
Yeah.
I have, Betty and Blondie are heading to Anubis' house.
Nice. Betty's good. Blondie's really good.
Good.
So I mean, there's that. So we're evolving into a vape cast. That's why that's coming down to. You start talking about RDAs and coil builds and all the fun little shit.
God.
And Maury's just gonna look at me like, what the fuck are you doing? That is witchcraft. And I'm like, no, it's not. What you do when you're knitting stuff and doing cross stitch, that's wizardry.
At least it's not blood magic.
Oh.
If I could do blood magic, oh my god. Be goddamn amazing.
Fucking blood magic.
Mm-hmm.
So, have you been playing anything this week, or?
Actually, no, I haven't. I haven't really had any interest in playing any games lately, to be quite honest. I don't really know why. Like, I kind of have a general idea, but it's just nothing really sounds nice to play.
Yeah.
For the time being.
I hear you on that. I know next week we got the Overwatch event coming up, so I'll be playing that.
Nice.
And that weekend, not this upcoming, but the following weekend, they're doing the free weekend of Overwatch. So,
okay.
So that'd be kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'll be playing. It'll probably be the regular people I play with. Me, Sinea, Jess, and maybe my sister, because so last time I played Overwatch, it was Sunday. So Sunday I play Overwatch. My sister pops into my chat, and whatnot. Next thing you know, like, she asks, "Oh, mind if I join you?" I'm like, "Yeah, go right ahead." So she joins in my game. Then Sinea joins in. So now we're doing a dual stream between me and Sinea with my sister, who, you know me and how foul and salty of a person I can be.
Yes.
I'm here. My sister's here.
Oh, jeez.
So, yeah, needless to say. And the thing is, she's married too, which is hilarious. Like, I don't understand that half the time. I'm like, wow, you're a worse person than I am in that sense. Like, damn. Thanks for giving people like me hope. Nah, she it's you know, I take shots at her. Like, that's a thing. I mean, it's much. She's basically the dnSigh of my actual life, you know, because I mean, it's all in good fun, you know. We'll make jokes and stuff like that at their expense, but it's all in good fun, you know. It's just kind of to get a reaction half the time. So
yeah.
Whether it's a beautiful sigh, which that dnSigh was fucking terrific. I love it. I love it so much.
It gives you life.
Oh, it gives me more than life. It is probably one of the best things I've ever kind of sort of forced upon myself of being just a dick, essentially.
Yeah.
You know, you were you've heard the clip, right?
Yes.
So I'm gonna play it for everybody. So this was on dnSigh's channel. And what ended up happening was, on my channel I was playing Diablo 3. And I went to the banner to kind of go and see what I unlocked, and I'm like, oh cool, I unlocked a butterfly. Which is which is apparently a dnSigh thing, you know? So I was just like, oh, you know, oh, maybe I'll go and I'll take this, I'll put the, you know, if dnSigh was here, I would probably put this on there, you know, in honor of dnSigh, you know, like that kind of thing, like just me being a dick. And basically this, Sinea was in my chat, went over to dnSigh's chat to inform her what was going on. and this is what we got.
But to be fair, It's far from the worst decision you've made today.
I'm just here to inform you that Todd is customizing stuff in his game with beautiful butterflies just for you. You're welcome. You may now return to your regularly scheduled noobness.
Please deliver the message that I said, God damn it, Todd. Also, God damn it, Shania. But thank you for the bits, I guess.
So, what you guys are hearing is actually the clip that was shared with me that actually got clipped of me responding, like reading this or seeing this clip, and I'm just losing my shit. And that got followed up with a second one.
Important update. Todd's banner now features a unicorn with a butterfly beneath it.
That both hurts me and also amuses me. Again, God damn it, Todd.
I then went on for the next, 15 minutes just replaying the clip and the sigh. Because it was just so perfect. I then extracted the Sigh audio and proceeded to share that with people, and they created some fucking magic with it. So I mean, obviously, there's the actual Sigh, and I did that version. I did one that's a lot louder because when you're doing stream alerts, it's a thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Then people decided that they were going to have a little fun with this, and this one's about 14 seconds, and you guys won't enjoy it as much as I do, but it is indeed a thing.
The first stage of a butterfly is the egg. The second stage is the caterpillar larva. The third stage is a chrysalis pupa. The fourth stage is a beautiful butterfly.
I just can't get enough of that goddamn Sigh. It's beautiful. It's perfect. But yeah, it's just that whole thing is just fucking amazing. I don't know how we ended up talking about this, but it just kind of happened. It just kind of happened. But yeah, no. So, oh yeah. So basically, we kind of make jokes at dnSigh, much like I make jokes with my sister about her being a little shit, 90% of the time, and a horrible human being. Because that's the kind of person she is, and she'll be like, "I'm a horrible human being. You're a horrible human being, motherfucker." That's the kind of person she is. She does not take shit, but she knows when she can have fun and make jokes about things as well. So, damn, I have the giggles because of that fucking sighing. This has been since Sunday, not since Sunday, since Friday of last week. This Sigh clip has been my favorite thing on the internet. Even that and that audio, the 14-second one, that comes from Twitch streamer Terran Specialist, who did a remix on the Sigh, which is fucking great.
That's fantastic.
Oh, it is terrific. It is absolutely beautiful. I'm not even sure. No, I didn't share it with you. Not sure if you had heard it. So I know I just played it, but I'm going to actually share it with you because it's just fucking great. And then we'll get the Mori action.
Oh, there it is.
Yep. It just ends and
The best.
oh, it is terrific. Oh man, I mean, it just something about that clip is just beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I mean, and it's one of the reasons why I like surrounding myself with so many creative people. I mean, whether it's they're Twitch streamers, they work with audio, they do creative witchcraft, read books, things like that. I mean, I'm really really happy to know most of those people. There's a few of them that I'm kind of ashamed of, like my sister, because she's a little shit. Nah, I'm just fucking around. But yeah, it's just no, not really. I'm not really fucking around. It's a little shit. But yeah, no, it's one of those things, and I have a lot of fun just seeing what people do, what kind of content they create. I like sharing it too. I mean, I like sharing it with other friends. I like sharing it with my community. Sharing it now with you guys, which is terrific. The Precipice Podcast Network community. You guys are terrific. Thank you for your continued support. You are all amazing. And I'm going to say I'm doing creepy heart hands right now. Because if I actually did it, it would look like I'm doing creepy heart hands to Mori, and that's not something we need to be doing at this moment.
Yeah, no.
Because yeah, that's the thing. So but yeah, it's been a fun week. It really has been. James Gunn announced the title for the next Guardians film is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So that's the
big surprise.
Well, somebody was just like, well, with the way the progression of the movies go, in the first movie he had Awesome Mix Volume 1. In the second one he had Awesome Mix Volume 2. At the end of the second film, spoilers, his Walkman gets destroyed. And he's given a Zune. So people were speculating, well, maybe the next movie will be Guardians of the Galaxy.mp3. And it was just like, that's a clever title, but no, it's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I see what you did there. But yeah, it's just, I mean, I'm excited about that. I really am. So how far back are you on Marvel films?
About as far back as last time we talked about how far back am I on Marvel films. Have I seen any of them since then? Fuck no.
No, I just don't remember where, because I've been talking Marvel with so many people. It's kind of hard to keep track of, like, I know some people are like, I just saw Thor. They're like, I just saw Thor Ragnarok. I still need to see. And they're like, I still need to see Black Panther.
Haven't seen that one. I'm gonna see if I have my little flow chart here somewhere in our conversations. Wish me luck.
It's there somewhere.
Yeah. Oh look, fuck ton of vape bottles.
Yep. Hashtag I'm a bad influence.
Yeah.
While you look for that, so Chris Pratt, this is actually from January. But Chris Pratt apparently was pitching a villain to James Gunn for the third Guardians film. And he actually tweeted at James Gunn back in January sometime. It was the end of January. He goes, at James Gunn, I notice you haven't answered me. Let me be more specific. Can the villain in Volume 3 be a guy who has a cardboard box full of snakes? Yes or no? If no, then how about just a handful of snakes? And he says, what up with snakes? And then throws them at us.
Oh my god.
Oh, fucking Chris Pratt. That's just...
He's amazing.
he's one of those people that's like ironically funny.
Mm-hmm.
Is it this week we have Deadpool 2 coming out? Or is that next week?
Yes, it is this week.
This week.
Yes. Couple more days. I can't fucking find it.
That's a long movie. Yeah, it comes out the 18th. Ain't that some
Yep.
shit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean we're in summer movie season now. Like this is our life.
Yep.
We have this, then we have Ant-Man.
Oh.
Yeah,
Talk about that one.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, which would be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have beginning of next year we have Captain Marvel. So,
That's right.
which I'm excited for. I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited about Captain Marvel. It should be a great film. Brie Larson better fucking hit it out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's got a pretty good cast too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we got Brie Larson, we got Lee Pace back as Ronan the Accuser. Samuel L. Jackson is back as Nick Fury. Jude Law as Marvel. Clark Gregg is back as Coulson.
Nice.
So I'm really excited about that. Colin Ford. Kenneth Mitchell. I mean, we like a lot of these listing. Well, a lot of the cast doesn't have names to like who they're playing. So I'm very interested in that. It's great to have lived and seen bad superhero films in theaters for us to have this renaissance of like, by the way, here are good superhero movies. These are what you
I'm just gonna send you random shit as I go down my Facebook feed.
Oh, nice.
Trying to find it. I'm a huge fan of Whose Line Is It Anyway, and
Whose Line's fucking great.
when there's like fucking memes of it, they're the fuck is this there? Ha! There it is. Here's here for your convenience as well. Okay, so I have not seen Civil War, Thor Ragnarok, Doctor Strange. Don't know if I've seen. No, I have seen Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Seen Ant-Man. I haven't seen Spider-Man: Homecoming, Black Panther, and of course I haven't seen Infinity War yet. And I haven't seen The Incredible Hulk all the way up at the top. Other than that, I've seen the rest.
Arguably, you don't need to see The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
People actually forget that it's part of the MCU, so there's that.
Didn't it have Edward Norton in it?
Yes, it did.
Oh, that's probably why people forget.
No, people forget it because it was done by Universal.
Oh, interesting.
It was done by Universal, and it was the second MCU film. This is actually before the MCU was really a thing, even. So,
Right.
So I mean, there's that. So yeah, I mean, Guardians. You've seen both Guardians films.
Mm-hmm.
So you're caught up till like Age of Ultron.
Yes.
But then you still got Ant-Man. You said you saw Ant-Man.
Yes, I've seen Ant-Man.
Okay, so caught up to Ant-Man.
So basically, everything after Age of Ultron, I have not seen, minus Doctor Strange.
Well,
Haven't seen Doctor Strange yet.
Well, Doctor Strange released after Civil War, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. Civil War is about.
Yeah.
No, hang on. No. Okay, Age of Ultron is about where I stopped, and Ant-Man.
Yeah.
It's about where, like, yeah.
Yeah, because Age of Ultron, and then right after Age of Ultron, Ant-Man came out, and then from there it went Civil War, Doctor Strange,
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man: Homecoming, Thor: Ragnarok, Black Panther, and then everything leads into and then there was Guardians. Then there was the other Guardians film there as well.
Mm-hmm.
But you saw that because Baby Groot. So
Yes.
priorities.
Totally.
And then down to Infinity War. So
Yep.
So you have some films to catch up on. Arguably,
Yeah.
and this is not a popular opinion, you can do without seeing Spider-Man: Homecoming, Black Panther,
Mm-hmm.
because they're introduced in Civil War. So you kind of get a feel for like they kind of give you the basic origins on these characters. To understand more of Black Panther, yeah, obviously watch the movie,
Right.
which is now on DVD. So
Mhm.
there's that. Spider-Man: Homecoming. I mean, I'm not a Spider-Man person. It was a good film,
Right.
but I don't
Mhm.
feel that it's necessary going into Infinity War.
Okay.
I mean, there's there's one callback really to Spider-Man: Homecoming in Civil
Mhm.
War. That's it.
Hmm.
I mean, on Civil War in Infinity War. Too many war films, man. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird. But Doctor Strange, to understand who he is, you have to see that film.
Right.
Thor Ragnarok, the only reason why I say you have to see that is because it leads right into Infinity War.
I hear it was really good.
It depends on who you're talking to.
Fair enough.
I loved the film. I thought it was
Mhm.
terrific. Taika Waititi did an amazing job with what he had. Plus,
Mhm.
plus it had Jeff Goldblum in it. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Eh.
And making his little noises and shit. Love
Oh, okay.
it. Yeah. Nature will, find a way. Love it.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, Thor Ragnarok was really good. It does explain it, like Thor Ragnarok explains what happens going into Infinity War.
Okay.
It explains where the Hulk and Thor are during the
Mhm.
events of Civil War.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think what else. It's just, yeah, I mean, like Civil War happens, and then like I think in the timeline, like a month later, is Black Panther story wise.
Mhm.
So you also have like a good year and a half, 2 years between Black Panther and Infinity War in that time span.
Mhm.
Whereas Doctor Strange, spoilers, one of the mid-credit sequences leads into Thor Ragnarok.
Okay.
It's actually what they did with Age of Ultron and Civil War, where you got that one scene that kind of ties the two movies together as a post-credit scene.
Mhm.
And Strange doesn't play like a huge part in Ragnarok, but knowing who Doctor Strange is, he does play a big role in Infinity War. So,
Mhm.
plus, it's Benedict Cumberbatch. So
Yeah, with an American accent.
which the thing is, you think is like really fucking weird at first, and then it grows on
Yeah.
you,
Mhm.
and then you hear him talk like normally, and you're like, where the fuck did that come from? He still looks like an otter though. So
Yeah. So adorable.
but yeah, it's just, I mean, it's really cool. We really got to. At one point, I think we need to do like a movie night where it's like we watch Doctor Strange because I fucking love that film so much.
Mhm.
It is so good. And then trying to think what else. I mean, Civil War was good. It's Infinity War was good. Black Panther, I'm still on the fence on because I need to see it again.
Right.
Getting a little dry here. But yeah, I mean, it's just following that roadmap. I mean, there's some stops along the way you don't have to make.
Right.
You don't need to make the Incredible Hulk stop.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to you don't need to make the Iron Man 3 stop, for example. You know?
Right.
You don't need to make, I mean, you kind of need the Ant-Man stop.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it without it, but you won't
Right.
understand the character as well.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need in my opinion, the Spider-Man or the Black Panther leading into Infinity War. So
Fair enough.
But yeah, I mean, that's just the way it is. Of course, everybody's mileage varies. People loved Black Panther, but it was the best film ever made, which I kind of call bullshit on, but that's just me. These were the same people that decided that they wanted to say that, and now I'm a comic book fan. I've grown with comic books. I know a bunch of the characters pretty well, the way they're written, the way they're supposed to act, things like that. I also know some of the little side characters that people don't really even pay attention to. But then we get into the MCU, right? And we have to forget about every Marvel released film before Iron Man. We have to forget about everything released by Fox. So, I mean, there's that. That's fine. It kind of makes things a little bit more streamlined in a sense. But with Black Panther, we had people saying, wow, it's about time we got a black superhero. And I'm like, Blade? Falcon? War Machine? What about them? Oh, well, they didn't lead their own film. Blade did. Oh, he ain't part of the MCU. I'll give you that. But at the same point, you can't say that he's the first.
Right.
Because he's not. I mean, you're saying it's a thing when it's not. Was it a well done film? Yeah, I mean, I saw technical flaws in it. But I mean, as I said, I need to watch it again and kind of reassess. Because I know so many people that were completely and totally blown away by the movie, and I don't understand why. They're just like, oh, well, it was the greatest thing I've ever seen. Well, then you haven't seen a lot of things, sir. I'm being perfectly honest with you. You have not seen enough things to be able to make that exact assessment. I mean, I've studied film. I went to college for video production. You know, so I had to learn. Actually, and I learned that all in high school, by the way. I learned shot composition and little camera tricks and things like that. And we would sit there in my communications class in high school. I mean, like the first year we did we all learned how to use the equipment. We learned how to edit. And I don't mean, oh, you upload footage into a program and you do this. No. We had film, we had to cut film, we had to splice film. Like, you cut, like, oh, well, we don't need this little, like, 5 frames here. Get out the scissors, cut those 5 frames out, and now let's splice it back together. Like, that's the kind of shit I had to learn.
Right.
And then once they felt confident enough in the ability of somebody doing that, then they were like, okay, now that you know how to do that, you'll appreciate editing with like a tape to tape setup. Oh, now that you know how to do that, you'll appreciate editing this way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now that you know how to edit that way, now here's the big editing suite computer. You have fun. Because you understand that without that stuff before, you wouldn't be able to do this shit now. And that was, basically like half a year of high school was doing all that. The other half was, and that was the back half. That was the back half of the year. First half of the year was us learning how to properly frame shots and worry about lighting and all the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The second year was a lot of projects.
Right.
Some of us ended up getting pulled to work public access, which was really cool. Our third year, actually, some of us, our first year, got pulled for public access too, based on how well we performed. We're just like, hey, what are you doing on Fridays? It's just like, I ain't got nothing to do. And they're like, oh, hey, so this will count as experience for you.
Mm-hmm.
But the public access station needs 3 people to help run the live shows. So would you be interested in doing that? It's just like, well, what exactly would we be doing? It's just like, when you get there, you'll find out.
Well then.
So we had, so there was 3 of us that got integrated into that crew. And, it was me and somebody else from my class and somebody else from another class. That got pulled for that. And we did, I think I ended up working a camera the entire first year. That sounds about right. I know I ended up getting, me and the other guy got a camera each, because it was a 3-camera shoot. Right. And the other person ended up working the audio board. So the next year they, when it came to like, oh, hey, like, who wants to do the public access stuff? They said, you did it last year, so it's your decision. Do you want to continue doing it? I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll do it. So I did it for another year. And,
nice.
Yeah, and then,
Excuse me?
Then there was the following year, because I've gone through some shit and whatnot, I didn't have enough credits. So I couldn't retake that class, but I couldn't take the next step up either.
Oh.
Which sucked. But I took drama instead. So I helped work on my acting chops and all the other stuff. Fun. But on top of that, I still kept in touch with the public access people, and they were just like, we love having you. So if you want to be on the crew, you're on the crew. All right, cool. So I was on the crew, and they moved me to I think I did the Wednesday board, Wednesday meetings, which was like the city hall meetings and stuff like that, filming that shit. And then I did the Friday show as well, which was fine. Then my senior year, they were just like, well, you have an option. You could either work the crew or you can have your own show. And I'm like, I'll have my own show. Thank you very much. And we ended up pulling, of all the shows on the on that station, they gave us a Monday night slot, 9 p.m., which sucks during the fall because you're going up against football. But we did a pretty decent. It was, and this isn't me tooting my own horn, at all. It was just, other than the 2 live shows we did, which the first one was pretty good, and the second one was just nobody was into it.
Mhm.
Nobody was into it, and it came down to the fact that we ended up getting like we got a call like 3 days before, like we got a call that Friday saying the show that's supposed to be on Monday, they're not going to be able to put a show on. It's like, oh well, why? What happened? It's just like we've decided to suspend their contract. Like, oh well, that's fun. And it involved them kind of using the studio as a place to imbibe in illicit substances. So,
Oh.
yeah, getting high in the editing suite is not a thing you want to do anyway. But
No.
so, yeah, I mean, there was that. That was an interesting thing, and we got. It's just like, well, we're gonna move your show up a week, and I'm like, I don't have anything shot. I was planning on shooting Monday and Tuesday of next week. You know, like, well, we're gonna need you to have a show, and it's like, well, it ain't gonna happen. They're like, well, we'll give you a live show. We'll give you an hour live on Monday, and I'm like, it was the worst hour I've ever done.
Oh.
I ended up having to call in a lot of favors to try to get people there. Be like, hey, listen, I need people to like. I had the guy I called my intern with me. Like he was on the show. He was there anyway.
Right.
Considering I was one of the most advanced students in the course, even at the level I was at, they said, we're going to put you with him. You know, we'll let you pick who you want to work with. And I go, well, I know your brother. And he goes, it's like, yeah, you do. And I'm like, how good are you? And he goes, well, I'm still kind of learning. I'm like, you're with me. I go, this is going to be your job. I'm going to teach you how to use this equipment, but when I need something, you're going to do it for me. And he goes, like, what? And I'm just like, nothing weird. Don't worry about that. Just that, like, if I need coffee, I'm going to give you money. I'm going to send you out for coffee. He became my intern. Like, it was just that whole situation of, like, I'd be in the editing bay, like, my senior year, I had class from 6 a.m. till noon.
Oof.
Yeah. And then I also worked, but I was off on Mondays and Wednesdays, I believe. I know I was off on Mondays, for example. And Mondays, what I would do is I would spend my whole day in the editing suite. So from 12:05, well, 12:30, because I'd go and grab lunch usually.
Yeah.
From 12:30 until 9 o'clock at night, I was sitting there in the editing bay. And he'd be there, and I'd be like, get me 2 coffees. And do you know how much you gave me? I gave you $4. The coffees themselves are $1.95. Is more than enough. You know, it's just like, yeah, it was just that whole situation. You gave me a 20. Well, I expect change. This is what we need around here. We need an intern.
Yeah.
We need an intern.
But where would the intern be?
I mean, as much as I want to say, like, oh, I can do everything on my own, like, let's have Mori have the intern. I think that,
but
like,
I do fuck all. You need the goddamn intern.
that's
I just show up and make noises, and then it's the end of podcast. And yeah.
But yeah, it's just, yeah, we've had an interesting hour so far.
Yeah, we have. Haven't talked a lick about wrestling. Not like there's a whole hell of a lot to talk about.
Nope, there really isn't. I mean, the big stories is fucking, what's his name? Eric Arnett.
Arndt, or however how you pronounce his last name.
Yeah, better known as Enzo Amore, has been cleared of all charges.
Yes.
In his rape allegation case.
Yep.
Not because they couldn't back up the evidence is that there wasn't enough.
Right.
So I still don't like him.
Mm-hmm.
This did ruin his career.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, whatevs. Shit happens sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But all in all, I mean, it does suck to see somebody's dream get pulled away from him.
Yeah.
But you could tell near the end of his run,
Mm-hmm.
he was so done with it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was kind of a blessing to him, I guess, because it was his way out.
Right.
It ruined his fucking life and such, but it was his way out.
Yeah.
We have, what the hell was it? Money in the Bank shaping up pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull up the card real quick.
All right.
And yeah, I mean, it's very interesting what they're doing
Yeah.
with Money in the Bank. So, as of right now, the matches we have, some of these matches don't make fucking sense, right?
Such as?
All right, so let's kind of start with like the Money in the Bank matches.
Uh-huh.
Right now, qualified for the Money in the Bank matches. For the women, we have Charlotte,
Mm-hmm.
Alexa Bliss, Ember
Mhm.
Moon, and Becky Lynch.
Interesting.
There's 4 more spots open.
Hmm.
For the men's, we have Kevin Owens, Bobby Roode, Braun Strowman, The Miz, Rusev, Finn Balor, and a member of the New Day. We don't know which one.
Great.
Like, the actual story goes, which member of the New Day will compete in the Money in the Bank ladder match? I mean,
Fuck if we know.
I think the best bet would probably be Big E.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Though Kofi could probably do some crazy shit.
True.
And Xavier's kind of dealing with an injury. So,
Yeah.
we're getting Shinsuke and Styles again.
Yay.
This week on SmackDown, Shinsuke went over AJ.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets to name the stipulation in their match.
Woohoo.
Which, I'm looking at their website, it's kind of funny. It's just like, presented by Gold Bond Ultimate. And I'm like, wow, that's an interesting sponsorship to have for these... for that match, and, well, actually, all the matches, except for one, are presented by Gold Bond Ultimate.
Which is one that's not presented by Gold Bond.
The SmackDown Women's Championship match.
Huh.
Between Carmella and Asuka. That look of thinking Mori is thinking.
Yes. I hope Asuka destroys her. Moving on.
I hope so too. Then we have the Raw Women's Championship.
Nia Jax versus Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, Nia Jax versus Ronda Rousey. They're giving her that title real quick, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Because you know that Ronda's not going to lay down.
No, fuck no. I think it should be an interesting match. To be fair, I did say the same of the matches at Backlash.
Yeah.
So I am being very cautious and trying to not get my hopes up on anything with the upcoming card.
Yeah. So with the Styles Nakamura match, they want to have like a definitive winner. Because the last time they both kind of knocked each other out with dick shots.
Yeah, hopefully they don't do that again this time.
Well, with Shinsuke, having the stipulation, I think the thing that works best for him would probably be along the lines of like a submission match.
That would be fun.
Because a last man standing, I mean, they could both knock each other out with nut shots. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, they tried no DQ and that didn't work.
Yeah, no, that didn't fucking work at all. That was sad.
I mean, you can't, like, there's certain types of matches you can't do. Like, they could do a ladder match, but there's already 2 fucking ladder matches on the card. There's a tables match, and why would the fuck would you do that in this feud?
Right.
I mean, there's certain things, like a tables match, you put your opponent through a table, that's how you win. You get a decisive winner.
Right.
Ladder match, you climb the ladder, you grab the championship, you have a decisive winner. Submission match, the only way to lose is to submit. Pinfalls don't count. Countouts don't count. Any of that. So, last man standing, as I said, that could be another wash on that.
Yeah.
But I think the problem WWE has right now is you have 2 of the most entertaining wrestlers in AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. It's something fans wanted. And their philosophy is, well, fans wanted it, they'll see it again and again and again and again.
Right.
And again.
Right.
Just we want a winner. I mean, that's what we fucking want.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the way I look at it. TakeOver shaped up pretty well too. Something just caught my eye. I'm just putting that up. But yeah, I mean, like with TakeOver, we have. I mean, last time we talked about TakeOver, and I mentioned, like, oh, they're going the route with Velveteen Dream and Ricochet, and that got added to the card, and all the other stuff. So, I mean, it's not. The only thing they don't have on the card is a tag team title match.
Right.
Which I think they could skip a month on that.
Yeah, maybe.
Or skip a main show and do it on on TV.
Yeah.
Because there's no real stories built except for they started a really late build on I fucking forget their was it Danny Burch and Oni Larkin and the Undisputed Era. They kind of, so it's just, I mean, it was too late of a push to kind of add that to the card. They could still do it. But I mean,
Yeah.
So the thing that caught my eye was Cage Side Seats put up an article not that long ago, maybe about 2 hours ago.
Right.
Don Callis had a reasonable answer when asked about Impact hiring Enzo Amore.
Oh.
So Enzo Amore has been a free agent for a while, but as of today, he's a free agent without potential sexual assault charges hanging over him, which is good.
Right.
The authorities in Phoenix confirmed they didn't find sufficient evidence to pursue a case against him for the allegations, which contributed to his WWE release. and Enzo says he's looking to reconnect with his fans with new entertainment ventures. Probably means his fucking music, you know?
Maybe.
So there was a conference call, the State of TNA Wrestling teleconference with Don Callis. You guys know who Don Callis is. He also does the commentary for New Japan, the English commentary on New Japan.
Okay.
So when asked about the Mori situation, he said, "Never say never. You evaluate talent based on need and what you're looking to do. We have a long-term plan for now, for how we engage with talent in terms of who's going to be on the roster, what roster spots we need filled, etc. It's not as much of a random thing." So, you know, as with any other talent, I think time will tell.
Right.
Impact's really turned shit around, like, these last few months. I mean, between Don Callis and Scott D'Amore, I mean, they've really been like, because they're the ones now basically in control,
right,
of Impact, and they've let the guys work on other promotions. They've let the guys work on other promotions and be on their television.
Right.
You know, they struck deals with WWE to allow footage to be used. I mean, these two here, and I mean Impact as a whole, but I'm because they're the two like faces that you could see. But Impact as a whole has changed and grown more in the last 4 months than they have in the last 10 years.
Right.
I'm really excited. I'm super excited. And I mean, the other news out today. It's a report, based on a tweet from a Hollywood Reporter editorial director, Matthew Belloni. Belloni.
Okay.
I'm probably butchering his name. I don't give a fuck. He apparently has sources that tell him that NBC Universal is going to pay a lot of money to keep Raw under contract. But they're going to let Vince shop SmackDown to other networks. So, this isn't the first time this has happened.
Right.
When Raw was... I want to say Raw was on... may have been on... No, it was on... I think it was still on USA. It may have been on TNN at the time. Back before they changed to Spike. But
right.
You had Raw there, but then you had SmackDown on UPN. Which was just, I mean, that was just the way it was.
Right.
And it kind of allowed for a better divide between the two brands. Versus the way they have it now. You know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'd be excited to see them do this. The big name thrown around for picking up SmackDown is Fox. So,
it's possible.
Yeah, but I mean, prior to NBC Universal getting both Raw and SmackDown, it was on UPN, it was on the CW, and it was on My Network TV. And then it went to Sci-Fi, which is under that NBC Universal umbrella. So
right.
WWE offered replied with a no comment on that.
Mm-hmm.
But the Hollywood Reporter has posted a full story in the report, which you could find at this link. It says that Fox is a possible home for SmackDown and seems to indicate that 3 times its current value refers to the price of Raw only. So NBC does not want to let go of Raw at all.
Right.
The only thing I would say is I hope that they work some kind of better streaming deal.
Mm-hmm.
Because as of right now, I'm tired of having to wait a fucking month to watch Raw or SmackDown.
Right.
As of this moment, if I wanted to watch this past Monday's Raw, I will not be seeing it until what? June 15th, June 16th?
Something like that.
It's fucking ridiculous. But yeah, it's just it's wrestling's fucking weird, man.
It is fucking weird.
The All In show went on sale.
Yes.
Sold out in a half hour.
Yes. Just amazing.
That is nuts. A self-produced, self-financed show sold out in a half hour.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, arguably you go, well, if it was self-produced, self-financed, blah, 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 it could sell out. Yeah, but not a 10,000 seat venue. I mean, there's not many. I don't even think that WWE can really sell out a 10,000 seat venue for a house show nowadays.
Probably not.
I know Ring of Honor can't, and they're a pretty big deal. Impact definitely can't.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's and it was funny because they clarified in the U.S.
Right.
Because we know New Japan can fucking do it.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
Hands down.
you look at any New Japan show, and New Japan is just like, yeah, we got this.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking got this shit. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
They added Rey Mysterio.
Yes, they did.
To the announcement as well, which was really cool. I am excited to see what they do with good old Ray. But it looks kind of bright for them over there.
Yes.
You got we got Kenny Omega on the card, we got Tessa Blanchard on the card, Cody, which we now know Cody's going to be in a championship match as well.
Ooh.
He's going to be competing for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship against whoever the champion is come September 1st.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, by the way, they're partnering with the NWA and Billy Corgan. So,
Oh, good.
Billy Corgan's another one. So when TNA started having their upswing again with when the Broken Matt stuff was going on.
Yeah.
Most of that was because the Broken Matt stuff, but Billy Corgan is a fan and understands how the business works.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wouldn't call him a smart mark or anything like that. I mean, he loves the business. He understands the business, and he was about putting out a great product, and he did a decent job with it. And then Dixie had to fuck him, and so on and so forth. But I'm happy for Billy Corgan and the National Wrestling Alliance, which is something I never thought I would ever say. Not that combination. I never thought I would say National Wrestling Alliance, the NWA, without talking about nostalgic shit,
Right.
I don't know. I'm very happy for all parties involved, for this amazing show that's going to be happening in Chicago. I hope that they have some kind of streaming thing going on for it.
Oh, I hope so.
But yeah, I mean, Because I mean, they have that Twitch channel.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be the best way to kind of handle it.
Possible.
Though, if you think about it, like selling merch, or if you look at it from the standpoint of if we give this away for free, people are more likely to buy merch, which we make more money on.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bad way to go, but I can see them also going the pay-per-view route.
Right.
And it being like a $20, $30 show.
Mm-hmm.
But who fucking knows? I mean, as I said already, wrestling's fucking weird, man.
Mm-hmm.
Wrestling is fucking weird.
Yep.
But I know it's getting late around your side of the country.
Mm-hmm.
I know it is late around my side of the country.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably for the best kind of call it now before we continue, unless you have anything to add.
I got nothing.
You got nothing. Anyway, guys, thank you very, very much for checking out another edition of Gimmick Bag. We'll catch you guys again, hopefully next week, for another episode. Hopefully we'll have more topics to talk about. We'll be able to talk a little bit more about the future of Gimmick Bag and the Precipice Podcast Network and other cool shit coming. Hopefully we'll have some info on Comfy Corner and sighing dnSigh noises as just random drops in the episodes. But anyway, you guys take it easy. For Moriarty, this is Todd. Hope you guys have a great time. And thanks for downloading us or watching us on Twitch or YouTube. Have a great night, great day, whenever you're watching. Later.
Bye.
And her head went round and round. She thought